You are watching an Al Bear review. Cue the music. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. Everybody else, be sure to like, comment, and share on this video. I'm here with the haves and have not review. The season is coming to an end. I don't know what I'm gonna do when the show goes off. This is one of my shows. Now, I want to address this before I get to the Candice and, future President-elect Charles scene. I'm gonna just throw this out there. Just my opinion. I am not rooting for Candice and Charles. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna just throw this out there and I'm gonna jump in there. I believe if Candice and Charles, if it actually gets roped, I'm messing up my words. I just came from the gym, I'm a little tired. But anyway, look, I just believe if they write in a Candice and Charles storyline where, she becomes first lady, all of that, that made me feel like the show was gonna come to an end. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason for me feeling like that is simply because I just feel like if they choose to write that in, then, because we all know Jim is going to figure out a way to get off with these charges that the DA done got trumped up. Well, the charges the DA has pending against him. It's going to have to be a situation where Candice and the White House staff, or whatever you call them, going to have to figure out how to take down Jim Cryer so he won't ruin her reign as First Lady. Because if we're being honest, President Charles told Landon to clean up everything about Candice, but it was one thing that he could not clean up, and that's Jim Cryer. And the history that she has with Jim Cryer. And the only way that she's gonna be able to clean up her history with Jim Cryer would be he have to be killed or, sent to the bottom of a jail. The bottom of a prison or buried in a hole or something like that. And that makes me sad because that's going to make me feel like the show is coming to an end, which I selfishly do not want, because this is, as many ups and downs this show gives me week after week, I love it. So I said that. So now I'm going to jump into the review. The show kicks off picking up with the fight, Candice, Hannah, they tag teaming Jim. And to my surprise, I got to give credit. It looked a little real. Just a tad. It was a couple scenes and I was like, but I got to give Jim, I got to throw Jim some love. Excuse me. Oh, I got to throw Jim some love. Because he did, gather himself enough to, pimp slap Candice. She went flying, but you know what? It didn't matter. She came back putting them things on him. Then the maid had to come from upstairs, her little snitching behind, talking about something, calling the police. And Jim was like, nah, he got it. And we know Jim don't want them to call the police. So Hannah goes to try to call the police. Candice tell her, no, we in his house. It's not a bad look. It's a bad look. And I'm just like, hold on. Let me think about this for a second. This is what I'm processing as the show is going on. If they call the police, the DA already has it out for Jim. Am I correct? Yes. So you tell your story, which is, and Candice did tell Hannah, like, look, yes, he stabbed Benny, but can you prove it? No, we can't. But I just feel like, given the amount of hate and determination the DA has to take Jim Cryer down, they would have found a way to launch an investigation to see what they can find. Bug the house, I don't care. But anyway, she didn't call the police and I'm cool. And so, after Candice talked down her mama, and, Jim, look, Tyler, I know you writing the script. Excuse me, but you got a white man throwing the B word around a little too much with these black women, and it's starting to irritate me. Jim went on and said, yeah, you better listen to that B daughter of yours or something like that. And so Candice threatens him. He was like, look, if you touch my brother again, And he says, you seen how I touched him? You ain't seen nothing yet, if I don't get my money back, etc., etc. So Hannah was like, look here, dog. Hey, forget calling 12. You touch or come near one of my children ever again, I'm gonna kill you, and I put that on Pyru. Well, she didn't say Pyru, but she said God. So then Catherine, she shows up asking what's going on, why Candice is here. Hannah tells her, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, you know what I'm saying, your baby daddy, because at this point you say he ain't your husband and he definitely ain't your lover because you're having threesomes at the hotel. So your baby daddy tried to have my son killed once again, right? So, you know, Catherine was kind of upset, but it wasn't pleasing me. I wasn't happy, it felt fake. She was just like, I'll handle you. Get upstairs. You know, like maybe that's that white lady anger, that old white lady anger. And I ain't trying to be, you know, no type of way, but you know what I'm saying? You know, look, Catherine, put them hands on him the same way you did Veronica. You feel what I'm saying? Did she hit Veronica? I believe she did. You know what I'm saying? Hit Jim a couple times. He ain't gonna hit you back because like you say, you've been carrying him for all these years. Yada, yada, yada. So anyway, so moving on. So, you know, Catherine tells him to go upstairs and all that kind of stuff. And he goes, and Jim, like, they got my money. And Catherine, like, that ain't even your money. You know what I'm saying? That come from my daddy to, you know, his grandchildren. You know, you ain't, nah, we know you need it, but she said she don't even care they can keep the money, which, I mean, it is what it is. So as Jim going upstairs, I kind of like this scene. It was a short little clip, but Candice is kind of giving Hannah a little pep talk, like, you see what they did to you? Excuse me. You see how they brung the devil up out of you, mama? You supposed to be holier than thou? And you got the devil dripping up in here? You see how they did? And I'm just like, you know, you listen, I selfishly love that interaction between Candice and her mama with the little pep talk. I was just like, yeah. So anyways, Hannah and Candice, they leave, and Catherine, she tried to stop Hannah. She was like, she gon', you know what I'm saying? She gon' handle it. And Hannah was just like, look, yes, if you touch my children again, you know, it's a wrap, right? So Catherine was like, I promise you won't. So outside, as they leaving, Benny and Mitch pulls up. I'm gonna keep it real. Benny, I'm okay if he get killed off at this point. But I'm gonna get to it because I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so they pull up, asking what's going on, and both Hannah and Candice, and then what Candice was talking about, they got the devil dripping out of her mama. Hannah and Candice said we were beating ass up in there. My bad. Oh, my bad. Hold on. Let me quote her correctly. Hannah, yeah, she said beating some ass or whooping some ass. Y'all excuse the language, but Hannah said that she a Christian, so I can say it today. So she said they're whooping ass. So anyway, so Hannah storms off. She ain't trying to talk. She mad. Benny, just doing his regular aggravating routine. Mommy, hold on, let me holler at you. So then he started going at my girl Candice, questioning her motive, saying, you know what I'm saying, all type of disrespectful stuff like, you know, she ain't come over here to defend him. She want the money, and she like, man, you my brother. I've been defending you, you know, forever. Then he had nerve to pull out the phone picture of her son and try to make her look, and you know, she kind of, you know, gets a little whatever, and Mitch steps in, tell him to stop. And then, but you know, I don't like that because Benny, who the hell are you? How many times, and look, I know Candice can be no good at times, but come on, man, like, she your ride or die. You feel what I'm saying? When she found out that Jim Cryer was behind stabbing you, she stabbed. I mean, you wasn't in there, so you don't know. Your mama done told you what they would do. You know what? Moving on. So anyways, Jim, with his slave mentality, he at he on the top floor balcony, yelling down, does your tummy hurt? Get off my land, all that type of stuff. So moving on. Catherine come outside, tell Jim to come in here, let me holler at you. So he was just like, what was you? You know, you at that hotel again? And she was like, yeah, they make me feel, you know, good, more than you, boom, 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 all that type of stuff. You know, I ain't, you know, whatever. So she goes on to tell him that, you know, he will not go after Benny again. Because she said so. And so he goes on to ask her, like, what is it with her and his maid? And she tells him that she helped me beat cancer. Listen, I ain't gonna tell my personal experience, but listen, cancer, you know what I'm saying? It's enough to make you love somebody. If somebody is right there through that whole fight, I'm telling you, it's enough to make you love somebody. I'm telling you, you feel what I'm saying? I know. I'm young. I'm only 26. I'm a cancer survivor myself. That's why I rock the bald head, because I do not want a tattoo. But she tells him that, and I understood where she was coming from, because you know what I'm saying, when you're going through something screaming that, you know what I'm saying, it ain't like you just want no flaky people in your circle. You know what I'm saying? You just know you want solid people that's gonna be there. Now I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think, as long as I've been watching this show, I just thought maybe Kat loved Hannah because you know how she held everybody around her accountable, that except for Candice, but how she held everybody accountable, and she was the mother that she always couldn't be to her children, so she loved that about her. I thought that's what it was, but it comes to find out it was that she was there for counsel. So she goes and tells Jim, like, look here, big dog, don't even be acting concerned, acting like you care because you wasn't there, yada, yada, yada. And so he was just like, that's another reason for me to hate her, because she was there and I wasn't. Don't understand that logic, but okay, Jim, it's your tea, you know, it's your world. So, excuse me, he goes on to say that, okay, yeah, she did what she did, but is that enough for you to let her have $8 million? And I'm just like, she said she don't want it, so it is what it is, right? Cool. Jim, fall back, fall in line, you know what I'm saying? Stay in your lane, bro. So moving on. Man, but by the way, I do want to note this. I felt like this episode went from great, exciting, had me up in the bed, like, you know, wow, to here we go again. So it started off high and it ended low for me. I'm gonna just keep it real. So moving on, David arrives to his house, Madison on the step, asking where Jeffrey at, yada, yada, yada. Don't really care about that. So then we move on to the hospital. Jeffrey go see Justin again. And Justin let him know he about to get out. He want Jeffrey to take him to their home. Jeffrey was like, nah, I can't go. My daddy probably looking for me, yada, yada, yada. And Justin was like, I just want you to see how I got our home set up and all this type of stuff. And he asked Jeffrey, well, where was he? Was he talking to Madison? Jeffrey was like, no, I was in the lunchroom. The whole me and Madison situation, he was interested in me, but I didn't want him. Stop giving this man false hope. But like I said, the episode starts so high, but then it just kind of, here we go again type stuff. All right, so Jeffrey, I'm gonna go check on your discharge info, and you know for whatever reason they had to tell each other that they love him. I just wasn't. So moving on, the DA comes in to talk to Wyatt, trying to get Wyatt to give his statement to the grand jury. He brings him a suit jacket, and Wyatt goes. Wyatt don't know how to play this game. When he tried to, like, bro, they got you by the balls. So he was just like, I ain't testifying until I get me some drugs. And the DA was just like, okay, the doctor here or whatever. So the doctor comes in, they walk out. The doctor got a pill. Wyatt wants some heroin. So the DA come back in and Wyatt said, I ain't testifying until I get some heroin. So the DA was just like, look here, doc. Either you put the suit jacket on, come over here, give us the info that we looking for, or we're going to throw your butt back in the cell, let the Mahomes kill you. And so Wyatt was just like, okay, give me the pill, yada, yada, yada. That scene was a whole bunch of nothing. So moving on, Madison back at David's house. Madison is playing nurse on David, you know, treating his little scars. And David asked for Jeffrey. And bro, like, man, I don't even know where your little trifling son is. Nah, he ain't said, but I would have said that. I wouldn't even be in that position, but you get what I'm saying. So then he see Veronica pull up. So he was like, do I need to call the Popo? Do I need to call 12? They were like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I got this, you know, that's baby now, you know. So he goes down and lets him in, and, you know, she comes in and she lets him know that she's down for them two getting back together, giving it another try. They're going to take it slow and date first. And she also says that, you know, she started acting crazy. What triggered her was when she seen that he had this house and had that horror. Hannah cussed on this episode, so I'm cussing on this review. So he had that horror living in the house that she wanted, and he was just like, I know, baby, this is supposed to be your house, and, you know, all this. Nah, I don't even want to get too much more into this, because y'all know. The only thing I'm thinking to myself is both of these, are both of them trying to play each other? Because if so, I don't know how that's going to go. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I'm thinking. I know David has a plan. But the bigger question for me is, what is Veronica playing? It's just hard for me to believe that Miss Veronica is going along with this all lovey-dovey and she ain't got no plan. It's hard for me to believe. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Because I love me some Veronica. Veronica and her shenanigans. So that's what I'm thinking when I'm watching this scene. Then Jeffrey come home, ask his daddy what's going on, and they be like, man, you can't even handle it. You don't worry about this. I got this. You stay in your lane. You get your little boy toys in order, and you know, your little stalkers and all that. You know, don't worry about what Big Daddy, not Big Daddy, but Daddy doing over here. You know what I'm saying? So Madison lets Jeffrey know. He's like, oh, I understand now. I see where you get it from. They crazy, you crazy. So it makes sense. So Jeffrey goes upstairs and turns around and asks Madison, did you tell my dad about me going to see Justin? And Madison just I ain't here for the Jeffrey playing Mr. Tough Guy. Madison was just like, nah, I learned my lesson. And Jeffrey was like, good. Nah, dog, Jeffrey, you ain't biting it. Now we know you do got a body. I mean, you killed Quincy, but I mean, on accident, you ain't really biting nothing. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, so alright, so I'm gonna just wrap this scene up because I don't even want to talk about it too much. Candice is back at the hotel. She talking to Catherine, little boy tour, because she like, I got to find the plan to get this money because it ain't going to work. Get me all the photos and videos that Catherine got. So then she tells me to go get a drink. He brings back a drink. She start pouring. He started pouring, she drank. Pour up, drink. Pour up, drink. So then the president-elect and his crew, they coming through the hotel. And Landon sees her because she tried to turn around and hide from Charles or whatever. And Landon comes over and talks to her. And long story short, she started crying. They go into a little hotel room, and Landon put a little call in, a little text in to the president saying, your baby mama, your future wife, your future baby mama, whatever. She a little sensitive right now. She crying about the loss of her son. And, he was just like, I got somebody I want you to see. The president wants you to see or some junk like that. Kenneth like, I don't need no therapist. I'm not crazy. So Charles come in, and this thing, like I said, him and Candice, they kind of rekindling that flame. He was just like, let's give us another try. I promise in due time, you'll know everything about me. We are just alike. We are the same, etc., etc. And I ain't here for it because I feel like if they get together, like I said, it's just one loose end that they have not tied up for Candice, and that's Jim Cryer. And I hate to say this, but I just do not believe the show will survive without Jim Cryer. It's a few people the show will not survive without. First and foremost is Candice. Secondly, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Jim Cryer because he keeps the drama up between the families. I'm gonna Hannah is third, and Veronica is fourth. Now, I hate to put my girl Veronica that low because y'all know I love her, but I love her for being crazy and burning and setting stuff on fire. That's it, on fire. That's it. But the show could definitely survive without Catherine. We all know the damn show can survive without Benny. David can go, Jeffrey can go. You know what I'm saying? But those four the show actually needs to survive, in my opinion. You guys may have an opinion about it. I love to hear it. But all in all, like I said, man, the show started off so good. Good. But then we're like, here we go again. But man, I was watching the show, and it just, only thing I could think of was, Stephen Wonder's song, Living for the City. You know what I'm saying? Even though in the song, he was talking about a boy, how the mama, clean and scrub floors for very little, which would be Hannah. And I guess the little boy in this situation would be Candice. But, the little boy wasn't pimping like Candice. But I don't know why that song popped up in my head, Living for the City by Stevie Wonder. But it did. And if I find the instrumental, that's going to be the background music. That's all I have, guys. If you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Everybody else, be sure to like, comment, and share. It's been a wonderful season. I hope Tyler ends it on a big, wonderful note. Please, Tyler, please. Until then, next time, guys, I'll see y'all. I'm out of here.